Yes, we're really doing this. You read the title. You know what we're doing. Hello everyone, and today we're going to be ranking every single one of these Zenlesss Zone Zero agents on my patented Goonometer, ranging from D all the way to top goon material. Alright, let's stop dilly-dallying and get right into the gooning. Okay, and first on our list is Anby. I feel like Anby is a little bit toned down, especially when considering all of the agents. I do love her design though in her outfit. I think it's really good. But we're not here to be design critics. We're here to be gooners. So C tier. And up next we have Nicole. I think a staple of gooning in the Zenless community from day one. Obviously, top of A tier. If we're ranking this purely based off of today, I would say maybe an A tier, but I think Nicole has got to be one of the all-time greats in gooning for this game. So I think for that, yeah, top goon material. Next up, we have Billy, who is our first intelligent construct. Does being a robot make him more or less goonable? I actually think it brings it down a little bit in most cases. So I would say about a C tier next to Anby. Then we have Nekomata. I think Nekomata has to be D tier because nobody fucking wants her. Everyone is always upset when they lose their 50-50. This is like negative goon aura right here. And now we have Lycon. When this game first came out, people were so incredibly down bad for this wolf. And honestly, I get it. Top goon material. Then we have Ellen. I would say normally Ellen would be top of B tier, maybe bottom of A tier, but we do have to keep in mind that still to this day, she is the character with the most results. A tier. Next up, we have Rena, the first of our tall Zenless mommies. I gotta say, the goon material in Rena is pretty high, but considering what comes later, she might end up getting dropped down, but for now, A tier. And then next up, we have Corin. Hold on, I need to make a new tier. All right, there we go. We got a new tier, Super F. Corin, Super F. And then we have Kaleda, Super F. Okay, we have our next tall baddie, but this time with extra feet. Whether or not you like the feet or not, it is technically an extra thing that Rena does not have. So I think for that reason, Grace goes above Rena. Now we have Anton, whose English VA is Sayu, so D tier. And Ben. Hey, there's probably some D1 Ben gooners out there, but let's be real. Ben does not have that much goon material. Probably at the bottom. Yeah, at the bottom. Sorry, Ben. Lucy and Piper, both Super F. Next up, we have Soldier 11. I'm going to put her in the same tier as Anby because they're basically exactly the same. Except I think Anby has the slight edge. So Kagu, Super F. And now we have Zhu Yuan, who is absolutely caked up beyond belief. Rumors have said that Zhu Yuan actually has her own gravitational field. I don't think it's quite top goon material. I'm gonna say top of A. Okay, Jingy is our first kind of uncertain as to whether or not they are technically a child. Looks like a child, so Super F. And then next up, the rat mommy herself, Jane Doe. There's no other spot. Definitely top goon material. And then next up we have Seth. Ooh, Seth I don't think is very high on the list. I'm gonna put him C tier, but I don't know where to put him in C tier. I think Billy is cooler, but we're purely talking about goonability here. So I'm gonna say top of C tier. Next up we have Caesar. I'm gonna put Caesar as our first in B tier. And then we have Bernice. I think Bernice is also a B tier, but below Caesar. Yeah, that seems right. And we got another tall baddie here. Except I think Yanagi has the edge over Rena and Grace. I'm gonna say yeah. And now we have lighter. I would say normally lighter would be like a low B until he takes his shirt off. Low A tier. And then we have Harumasa, which is probably the exact opposite of lighter. I'm gonna give you, you know what, Harumasa, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna put you above Seth. Then we have Miyabi. Miyabi may be my beautiful wife, but here we're just ranking goonability. And based off of that scale, Miyabi's pretty low down. I want to say either top of C tier or maybe a low B tier. We already have enough in C tier, and B tier is a little lacking. So I'm going to put Miyabi bottom of B tier. And next up, we have Astra, who is another tall mommy, but I would say above, you know what, above Ellen. Sorry, Astra, you're nothing compared to Evelyn. Top of goon material. Evelyn goes from being like a mid A tier until you pop her first ultimate and immediately goes up to the top. And even all this time later, I am still sad that I lost the 50-50. Next up, we have Pulchra. Pulchra, I would say, is above A, maybe a B tier. Above or I would say below Miyabi, actually. Now we have the blind baddie. Kind of similar to Zhu Yuan with the whole dump truck, but honestly, I wouldn't say as high. Low-key, maybe even below Astra. No, above Astra. That seems about right. Next up, Vivian. I would say normally Vivian would be like maybe top of B tier until her beach skin came out, and oh my god, I'd say right there, middle of A tier. Next up, Hugo. I'm sorry, Hugo, you do not have the sauce. He's too thin and lanky. I would say even below Harumasa, even below Seth, maybe. Hell, maybe even below Ambi. Sorry, you can be right there. Hey, Panyin Hu. You would think, oh, very similar to Ben, bottom of D tier. But honestly, I think Panyin Hu has a little bit more sauce than Ben does. Right there below Nekomata, yeah. And now we have Yixuan. We already know where she's going. Top of the top goon material, will probably stay at the top. Fufu, we got a new Super F. Super F. Yuzaha. Not gonna be very high up. I would even say below Ambient Soldier, but I think maybe below Hugo. And then we have Alice. I think Alice is top of B tier. Then we have Seed, a little bit unclear, but probably child, so we're just gonna be safe. And now Orphe. Does this tier list include Magus as well? And then the next question is, does Magus bring her up or down? I mean, Magus is kind of mean, and some people might like that, so I'm gonna say B tier, right about in the middle. And next up, we have Monito. This guy is an absolute unit. To say that Monito isn't incredibly goonable would be a lie. And for that, I'm gonna put Monito here, and I'm actually gonna drop down Grace, Rena, and Lighter. I'm sorry, Billy, you're gonna get brought down. And then we're gonna bring Bernice, Miyabi, and Pulchra down. Next up, we have Lucia. You may not like her outfit or just her design in general, but you can't lie, Lucia is pretty bad. Let's be real. Definitely solid A tier. Now we have Dylan. I think still above D tier, but bottom C tier, yeah. And now Bon Yue. I think Bon Yue is really cool, but to say he's super goonable, not really. I might actually put him down here just above Billy. I think just the robot designs have less goonability to them. And now we have Zhao. Gotta be in D tier. Gotta be in D tier. Maybe even below Nekomata. Just barely slightly above Panyin Hu. Okay, Yexing Wang. Ignoring all of the pre-release material, I would say maybe a low B. Probably above Orphe. Suna, Super F. Arya, another intelligent construct. I do think that the human projection is really helping out here to boost her up a little bit. I think, yeah, right here below Soldier, things seems around good. And then our final agent is Nangong. Once again, another agent that we don't actually know if they're a child or not, but just for the sake of this list, Super F. And there we have our finalized goon list. Your personal list might look different than this. This isn't my personal list, but just me trying to be as objective as possible with these characters, kind of based off of the community. Hey guys, editing Squar here. I didn't actually record an outro for this video. It's getting pretty late and I gotta finish this by tonight so I can schedule the video for the morning, which does mean that I do not have any more time to edit the video, so it's gonna have to do with it being in its current state, and it's kind of a piece of shit, but you guys should still subscribe because the next video will definitely be better. Anyways, happy April Fool's chat. Bye.